Ultratap is a fantastic new delay plugin from Eventide, and it's a multi-tap delay, and it's great for glitchy kind of delay effects, comb filtering, volume swells, gated chopping, all those kinds of unusual delay effects. The knobs have nice smooth motion, so there's no stepped movement between values. And we have this ribbon controller at the bottom that allows us to program multiple knobs to be controlled simultaneously, just like in hardware. There's a switch here where we can step between two different settings that we have. And what I want to do is start by looking at the functions of the knobs, and then we'll put it to work. We have the standard input and output and mixed knobs, and the length knob determines the total time that the taps are going to be spaced in. And we can sync them to tempo here when it's in sync mode to our DAW. When it's in off, it's in free time, and manual, we can tap the tempo there to get a user-defined mode. I'm going to leave it in sync mode for now. We have pre-delay to delay the onset of when the taps are going to begin. Spread determines the rhythmic spacing of the taps, so negative values group the taps towards the beginning for a slowing down kind of effect. When we dial into positive range like this, they're going to be grouped towards the end for a speeding up kind of effect. And taper controls the volume of the taps. Negative values gives us a crescendo, and positive values gives us a decrescendo where they get quieter over time. Now the width knob over here sets the stereo image. Right now they're in the middle, and this will hard pan them starting on the left side and then starting on the right side. The tone control is a filter. Negative values give a darker sound to the taps. Positive values give a brighter sound to the taps. And the slurm is really interesting. It adds a nice kind of slurring and smearing and modulation. It combines a multi-voice detuning modulation effect with very small reverb-like diffusion. And the effect is that as we dial this up, we get increasingly smeared tap delays, so they lose their attack and their definition. There's more of a chorused type of effect. Now, chop and rise are tied together, and this is like a pre-tap chopping or auto volume processor. It's got several different modes. At the leftmost, we get different LFO shapes that are applied to the taps, and this controls the speed of the LFO. And after that, we have a ribbon mode over here, and that allows the ribbon here to be used for controlling the pre-tap machine volume, so it controls the input dynamically. And now here it gets interesting. We have swell, and there's a range of 0 to 9 for input sensitivity, and then this controls the swell rise time. Now after that, we have what's called trigger, and again, there's a sensitivity range from 0 to 9, and this is like a gating effect, and the other knob sets the amount of time after triggering before the gate kicks in and chokes off the sound, so lower values get it to kick in really quickly, and we get interesting effects. We have the ribbon here, which is used to control several knobs at once. We can program it like real hardware, and it's really simple to do. We just dial a knob there and grab the white dot, and you can see I've now programmed the left range, and here I'm programming the right range. So as I move this, it's moving that knob, and we can invert them like that. So now it's working actually the normal way. The other way was inverted, and we can do this for multiple knobs, and you can set the range there so that when you're turning these, they can move either together or in opposite motion like that. And you can create different movement between the values just by automating the ribbon. The hot switch is used to instantaneously toggle between two settings for any combination of knobs and controls. And we just click hold this until it starts flashing like that, and then we can program different values. And then we can just press like that and toggle between the two of them, and we right click like that to clear it. And finally, there's a mix lock over here where it'll lock the mix value. So when you're stepping through the presets that are found over here, you can retain your mix setting. So enough talk, let's put this to work. I've got the factory default preset on the lead synth sound. Let's start by bypassing it. I'm going to clear all the routing to the ribbon here by right-clicking, and I'm going to clear the hot switch by right-clicking there, and let's start from scratch. I'm going to make it active, and I'm going to start with much fewer taps. Let's go to sync mode, and I'll go to somewhere around there. And I want the length much less as well. $1 note is fine. And we can delay the onset of the taps a bit, that's fine. And for spread, let's put it up in positive territory so that they're not evenly distributed. And same thing for taper, so we get a bit of a volume crescendo. And width as well. I like the extremes so that they're hard panning from each side, even though they're spaced very quickly together. And for the tone control, let's go negative a little bit. And the slurm, not too much of it. Now here's where it's going to get interesting. I'm going to start by programming some volume swells. Let's go up fairly high here. without it. Now let's click hold there. It's flashing, meaning we're in program mode, and I'll program an alternate effect here. Let's go to the gate mode, and I want to get some really low values here. And low values here too. And we'll change the tone of the repeats. And ease that off. I'll click hold there and it's programmed in, so we can switch between them now as it's playing. So this is Eli Krantzberg signing out. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Ultratap from Eventide is a fantastic new delay plugin. Check it out. It's really great for creative delay slash gate slash reverb slash modulation slash creative. Did I say that already? Effects.